Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're diving into something completely wild. We are doing a close reading of a broken algorithm, specifically looking at ChuChu TV classics. We are literally going to transform a seemingly innocent, everyday children's song into this fascinating, chaotic masterpiece of digital literature. We're looking at the auto-generated closed captions from a super popular YouTube nursery rhyme. But, somewhere along the line, the machine listening to the audio just completely broke down. It ended up hallucinating a text that is honestly as bizarre as it is captivating. So we're going to read this glitch today not just as a funny error, but as a genuinely profound piece of modern poetry.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The actual opening text from the transcript translates to, and I quote, "I am your Apple baby boy 3 iPhone Palm." Yeah. That is the very first line. It instantly, and I mean instantly, shatters any expectations you might have had about learning the simple ABCs. Instead of A is for Apple, we're getting this disjointed string of corporate branding and toddler terminology just violently smashed together.
To really appreciate the sheer absurdity of our source text here, we kind of have to contrast it with what a phonics song is actually meant to do, right? A traditional phonics song is supposed to be a basic educational tool. It relies on simple, logical, repetitive vocabulary. You expect cats, dogs, balls, shoes. Basically, you expect structure. But what our algorithm produced? It's the exact opposite of structure.
Section 1. The Avant-Garde Nursery Rhyme. We're going to examine this exact, erratic transcript word by word, treating it as a profound piece of surrealist literature.
Moving right along to Section 2, Tech Brands and Consumerism.
What's absolutely fascinating here is the text's immediate, overwhelming obsession with modern corporate consumerism. Instead of basic vocabulary, like, an apple you can actually pick and eat, we are suddenly bombarded with tech behemoths, aviation giants, and, oddly enough, household plumbing. The AI is just piecing together language based on the most prevalent words floating around the digital ether.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark juxtaposition right at the heart of the text. The sweet, vulnerable innocence of a baby boy slamming headfirst into massive corporate entities like Boeing and iPhone. It reads almost like a deadpan commentary on how quickly modern youth are introduced to the global commercial machine, doesn't it?
Which leads us directly to this exact deeply confusing phrase from the transcript. Apple heart have a Boeing iPhone. I mean, wow. This reads way less like a children's rhyme and much more like this dry, bizarre observation on modern brand loyalty. It's almost as if the algorithm is trying to express love, the Apple heart, through literally the only language it truly understands, which is acquiring high-end consumer technology and commercial aircraft.
Section 3. Emotion and Human Identity.
Let's see how this builds. Because beneath all those shiny tech brands, a strangely emotional, desperate human narrative struggles to emerge. The algorithm suddenly starts generating phrases that translate to crying and loneliness. And then it makes this incredible statement about coming to life on life from iPhone. It paints such a vivid picture of digital isolation. The narrator of this broken poem is a lonely entity, crying out, claiming its very existence actually originated from an iPhone.
And the existential crisis just keeps going. The text shifts to themes of birth, with the algorithm declaring, "When I was born, I changed everything." But because this is an unhinged digital hallucination, that profound thought rapidly devolves right back into pure absurdity. Actually, the identity shift is immediately followed by words translating to wool shirts, a toilet, and then a cheerful la 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 la. The emotional whiplash here is just off the charts.
So the crucial takeaway here is how organizing these three completely distinct vocabulary sets reveals the beautiful, chaotic tapestry of this auto-generated consciousness. You've got innocent childhood words at war with massive technological brands, and then both of those are completely undermined by surreal, nonsensical phrases like hard skin muscles and wool shirt toilet. It is literally a three-way collision of context.
Section 4. A Surreal Animal Kingdom.
Just as you think you kind of have a grasp on the emotional core, the transcript violently pivots. We leave the tech-obsessed emotional breakdown and enter this highly unpredictable animal fable. Traditional phonics songs give you cats and dogs, right? Well, our broken algorithm gives us a brown grandfather snail and, this is my absolute favorite, an excellent elephant from very far away. It introduces this mythic, almost legendary quality to the text. These aren't just animals. They're incredibly specific, oddly majestic beings just dropping into the middle of our weird iPhone commercial.
And the way this excellent elephant is introduced is pure cinematic drama. The translated transcript reads, "End, I went to you, my excellent elephant, from very far away." That stuttering repetition of end reads like a breathless, dramatic revelation in our avant-garde poetry. It's like the algorithm is practically tripping over itself to introduce this elephant.
Section 5. The cinematic climax.
As we approach the end of the transcript, the disjointed phrases leave the animal kingdom behind and just completely escalate into terrifying, blockbuster territory. The narrator's algorithm fractures entirely, repeating the English word what 7 times in a row. What up? It is literally the sound of the underlying logic of the song collapsing. The system is crashing, and it's taking the English language down with it.
Here is exactly how those final moments escalate. It starts innocently enough with a simple numerical countdown, 1, 2, 3. But that countdown somehow summons Annabelle, the legendary cinematic horror doll. And immediately after this terrifying reference, the geographic location abruptly shifts to the ultimate symbol of political power, the White House.
Which brings us to the final deadpan line. Translated, it reads, "I demand the old man fencing into the White House." I mean, what a spectacular finale. It's deeply strange, it's incredibly specific, and it's an absolutely perfect ending to a text that began with a baby boy and an iPhone. It's impartial, it's completely random, and it caps off a story that never actually existed in the first place.
Ultimately, we're left staring at this really big question: what happens when our carefully constructed language breaks down into the raw, unfiltered consciousness of a digital void? By analyzing this broken algorithm, we aren't just laughing at a computer making a mistake. We are left wondering what profound chaotic art we accidentally create when our technology completely fails to understand us. So next time you see a glitch, don't just immediately refresh the page. Maybe take a second to read the poetry of the machine. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.